Hey folks, this is Thomas. Today I'm here with my second video, but before starting, I asking you for forgiveness. I was not able to deliver videos whether in April nor in May. That makes me kind of disappointed because I aim to deliver in a more regular base. So it doesn't happen, but I hope to be better in future. What is my topic today? It's about doing IoT Edge development on a Mac M1 in under 20 minutes. What's included? So we talk about IoT Edge, what it is, how it works, running it on a local test instance natively on an Ubuntu Linux that we want to create, install and configure. As I said, all in under 20 minutes. Really, there is neither a special need for nor a real use case to have an IoT Edge solution running on your Mac. But when you are developing an IoT solution and you have just that awesome Mac that I have here right now and need a Linux host, this is a must-have viewed video for you. For sure, my content today is for learning purposes. I like it very much, broaden my knowledge by just doing experiments with cool technologies. And this is my requirements and setup for today. I have a GitHub repository where I am building a face detection solution for IoT Edge that I developed in GitHub CodeSpaces, where I don't have access to my webcam, naturally. Therefore, I want to have a hassle and fiddle-free instance running on my Mac. Here, UTM as a virtualizer app comes into play. We will run Ubuntu for ARM there and install IoT Edge. By the way, a Mac M processor is based on ARM architecture. Take a moment to think about it. Yes, Raspberry Pis, Jetson Nanos and such kind of hardware are of the same architecture. No, it's not about building an expensive Raspberry Pi from your Mac, but preparing an IoT Edge solution for it becomes more attractive, right? But I don't want to bore you with too much words. Let's dive into it. Yeah, I like to develop IoT solution with Microsoft's IoT Edge very much because it has great flexibility and it can be easily extended. So if you never had the opportunity to play around with IoT Edge, then let me briefly introduce it to you. Maybe I can make you hungry enough to try it together with your own ideas. But before I start explaining IoT Edge, we should talk in short about IoT Hub, another IoT product from Microsoft that lives in Azure. IoT Hub is a solution that's purpose is in general to be an IoT endpoint with capabilities for provisioning devices, managing states, syncing device twins, collecting telemetry data, and many other things that IoT solution often needs. You can easily connect devices to it that are from different types and complexity like robots, Raspberry Pis, or just microcontrollers. One of the benefits of IoT Hub is that you can make cloud services part of your own IoT solution by just including them. For example, you could send telemetry data to IoT Hub and make some real-time analytics by using Stream Analytics and search for spikes in data or any other pattern with AI. Or control devices from the cloud with just Azure Functions. That are plenty of possibilities with IoT Hub. IoT Edge. So, now I'll come to the point. What is IoT Edge? The idea behind IoT Edge is to bring cloud services to the edge. Means to bring services nearer to where the client or device is. There are diverse reasons for. It could be that there's too often connectivity issues, or it is important where data should reside, or it is a matter of performance. Nevertheless, with IoT Edge, you have the option to rethink your cloud IoT solution. But it is not only possible to run several Azure services on the edge. Also, third-party or your own custom services are able to be hosted with IoT Edge. And this makes it a smart technology. You can imagine IoT Edge as a specialized operating system for container services for the IoT use cases. That's why IoT Edge ships with 3 components. IoT Edge modules. In that component, all the containers you need for your solution are included. IoT Edge runtime, that makes the operational base like container management and communication between those. the cloud interface that enables communication with IoT Hub and allows remote monitoring and remote management. This is the closer look into IoT Edge. The IoT Edge runtime consists of two modules that are responsible for running containers and doing the communication. Here it is IoT Edge agent. It instantiates container, keeps them running and cares for failures and reports to IoT Hub. The second one is IoT Edge Hub. This part is kind of local proxy that behaves like IoT Hub, so clients can work with it as they would do with Azure IoT Hub, but just in lightweight scope. Now that our requirements are, for example, running on a real IoT Edge, I mean no emulation or simulation, and running it on hardware that is of ARM architecture, I found that I can easily do that by using UTM. This is a virtual machine host that runs many operating systems for free. It is based on QEMU, an old but very famous emulator and virtualizer. One of the benefits of it is the ability to run nearly everything. In our case, whatever natively runs on ARM. You will notice that our Linux that we in short install runs smoothly as it would when installing it directly to hardware. Let's go and be reminded under 20 minutes. You can install UTM by either downloading and running it by hand or just head over to the App Store. The difference is that in the App Store you have a little payment for the maintenance but comfortable updates. On installing it yourself, leave the task of maintaining updates to you. I decided for downloading it and installing it myself. When done, you can start and click the plus symbol on the top of the window. That asks you for the target configuration where I want Ubuntu running virtualized. This will make sure to have a native run experience. Now you have to choose either to go to the VM marketplace or use your own ISO file. I did it already and therefore can browse for the ISO file. My machine should have 4 cores, what is the size of several Raspberry Pis. Memory stays the same. Put everything to the default and just go till the end of the configuration. I give it a name that is called UTM IoT, and I'm saving my settings. Now you can start your already configured machine for making it starting the process of installation. So the next option that you have is to install the Ubuntu Server. And this just runs the configuration and setup process. So I will leave most of the option as default, but I just decided to put my German keyboard in here. You can do it yourself according to your preferences, and yeah, of course I will keep an eye on the IP address here. This is 192.168.64 and 13, so this just keep this in mind. I also leave all the other options as default in here. This is a kind of overview. I'm really sure that I want to confirm this. And yeah, I'm just putting my name in, give the server a name like IoT Edge, pick a username, this is Toto. I also put my secret in here, my password, done, I also choose to install the OpenSSH server. This I do because I want to SSH into this machine. I'm more familiar to iTerm, the terminal of my my choice, to do things on this machine instead of using the UTM or UI. I don't install any additional packages and just let it run. Boom, 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 boom. So now our installation finished. We have the option to reboot now. I'll do that. And also don't forget to eject the installation medium, because if it comes to reboot, everything will just start again, and this is not what we want to achieve. So by clicking to this icon here and telling eject, I'm doing this. Now when it reboots, it may give you some error notification, but it just searching for the installed OS and yeah, booting up Ubuntu Linux, and we will see it is really fast. Yeah, then we will just continue immediately with installing the IoT Edge. So I'm just going to my iTerm and SSHing into this machine. Here we go. I'm using the password. And yeah, now it's just a question on how to install the IoT Edge instance. It's pretty easy because Microsoft did already a good job with the documentation. So there's a tutorial on how to install, and I just invite you to go with me together through the copy and pasting tasks. This is what I mean. We have our part where it comes to everything about IoT Edge. We are interested in installing the IoT Edge directly, and you can see it's just a matter of using your mouse. So it's the skill that you have. We have the Ubuntu 20.04 installed right here. Therefore I decide to copy all the snippets with this version. You have also the possibility to create your IoT Edge instance for Debian or Raspberry Pi. Just copying over everything that I need for doing my IoT Edge installation. So going to the next step. It's about installing the Moby engine. Moby engine is the base of IoT Edge, so it's like a Docker host. I'm skipping also this part. It's a kind of manual part when it comes to certificates. We are just interested in installing the complete IoT Edge infrastructure to our Ubuntu server. This is done with this. And also you can have this in your eyes. It's a notification about finalizing the configuration of IoT Edge. So we are nearly finished with installation. Now it comes to bringing an identity to your IoT Edge. What does identity mean? So you already remind that I created a device twin at IoT Hub's side. So this is a kind of virtual instance. Now I'm making everything ready to become a physical, more or less physical instance. by just grabbing the connection string from the device twin. So with this, I have an assignment between IoT Hub's device twin in this instance here, and therefore IoT Edge on my Ubuntu server can then keeps go running. To bring this configuration to material, I'm just copying over this part of snippet here and getting rid of the placeholder. So where can I grab the device connection string from? It's pretty easy. There are some ways. For instance, you can go over the Azure portal and build through all the IoT Hub resources, or just go to your CodeSpace environment. There's also, if you have installed the extension for IoT Hub, the possibility to grab it from there. I have here my device twin, so my virtual twin for my instance that I'm currently preparing. I right click to that and grab the device connection string from here. So I'm pasting it down below and just let the configuration happen. You will be notified that there's one step at least needed. We can grab this from here to stay consistent. Otherwise you can type in or grab it from the terminal. That does the same job. Now when my IoT Edge instance ready, it tries immediately to grab the configuration from IoT Hub. This is done by just giving IoT Hub a notification of being alive, and then IoT Hub cares for the deployment. So what's going on under the hood? We can first jump over to IoT Edge and see what's listed in there, and we see there's a video module downloaded, there's an Edge agent and an Edge Hub. Those three components are containers running in the background. I get rid from the outputs here, and we can see what's running in the background. If we do a sudo docker container list, we see that there are two containers running. One is the IoT Edge Hub and the other is the IoT Edge agent. Why is not the video module running? So we saw earlier that there's a problem. Sudo IoT Edge list shows this. You can see it's stopped. Why it's stopped? Yeah, I did not had a webcam installed. So maybe you remind when looking over the code that I prepared my module to ask for a webcam. So now it comes to the interesting part, how to attach a webcam. There are two possibilities. Either you have already a webcam installed, then you can put it or pass through via the USB pass through option in the UTM UI of the terminal, or you can just connect your webcam, as I'm doing currently, and wait till UTM is asking to take over control. So I'm saying yes. And now when we have a webcam attached, this module just starts running because there's no error currently, and we can also observe the logs of this video module by going to IoT Edge logs video module. We get some insights. So it's running. So in that case, we are just heading over to the website that is running as we did it before in the CodeSpace, and you will see the following result. We're going here. We are using my local address. That's a different thing. And yeah, it's running. So you saw, this is a really awesome thing. Yeah, in under 20 minutes, you see there's no magic and no scientific process. What you need is an amount of knowledge about IoT Edge development and deployment. With this tutorial, you can now easily get creative and take from what you need. Hope you had fun and I could make you hungry enough to play with those parts to find your own learnings. So, hope also to see you in the next video, and stay tuned.